We've been fighting a long time, and we have all lost so very much, so many loved ones gone. But you are not alone. There are pockets of resistance all around the planet. We are at the brink. You have no idea how important you are. If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. I wanted to share a story, a true story, a story of hope, one that changed my life forever. There was once a little boy. He grew up in a broken home. His father was a very evil and violent man. He got sent to prison, and it was just him and his mother. But his grandfather took him into his home. Took him into his home and raised him as his own. And as this child was living with his grandfather and his mother, he would follow his grandfather everywhere. He would do everything he did. He would pray with him, read his books with him. He even would follow him to the bathroom. Followed him everywhere, did everything he said, hung on to his every word. And then he was being taught about Christ, about the Bible, about the truth. And this child, growing up, resented the Christian message. Thought to himself, how can this even be possible? How can anyone get into heaven with all these rules? It's not fair. It's not right. There should be some sort of allowances for people. Like there should be some sort of exemptions for people. Like we should let some of this slide. What people want to do. This is just an impossibility. How can anyone get to heaven? This isn't fair. Always held on to that resentment. And as this child grew up, he grew up alone. He had no one. No one from school wanted to be around him. Not even his own family. Though they did see him once in a while. And it was basically just him and his grandfather. Because his mother had to work a lot. But he always was with his grandfather everywhere. They even went to church every single day of the week during the summer. Served on the altar with him. And when his grandfather would process down the aisle at the beginning of Mass, his grandfather would be in his robes and he would hold the book of Gospels up as high as he could in the air. This child thought to himself, wow, I want to be like that. That's awesome. He's a warrior for God. Unshakable. Unbreakable. That is amazing. That is what I want to be. But he never had the strength to be that man. He finally left home after high school. During high school, of which he was bullied a lot. He was treated terrible by everyone. He had a few friends, but no one liked him. No one wanted to be around him. This was a childhood that this man would say he did not want to relive. So he went into the military. Had it in his head one day, I don't want to be in a dead-end job. I don't want to be in some dead-end job at Burger King. I want to make something of myself. So he joined the army. He went into the military. And at first he was proud. But he was also arrogant and prideful. He was proud that, hey, I'm doing something. I'm a soldier. I'm fighting for my country. But he also had another thought in his mind. I'm away from home. I can do whatever I want, and nothing can stop me. I can do whatever I want. Nothing's going to stop me. I won't ever get in trouble. I can do what the hell ever I want. He drank heavily. Then he met the wrong people in there and started doing drugs. He started hurting people indirectly. Failed his fellow soldiers, failed his superiors, kept doing drugs. Till one day, he was high out of his mind. Was excited. Oh, this guy says, I just did a whole bunch of drugs. It's great. His friend says, do you realize what you just did? Begged him not to tell him because he knew what would happen. Swore he wouldn't. Went back to his room and fell asleep. His superior officer and NCO came to the door, pounding on the door, screaming, telling him, you better effing open this door. He heard every word that they were saying. He heard their screams. He heard their anger. But he was unable to move. He could hear their screams, their anger, but he couldn't move. So finally, they managed to get in. Walked him down to the barracks office. He felt like he was dreaming. He didn't accept that this was reality. Got in trouble. So finally, he was released from the military. And he went home, full of shame. Couldn't face the world, couldn't face himself. Hid in his basement for 8-9 months. Wouldn't even talk to his own family. So his mother was so desperate to get him out of the house, she paid him $20 to go to a bar. Went to the bar, got drunk, started going out again. His grandfather got old and frail, and he was taking care of him. He hugged him, loved him, but drugs came back. Met the wrong people again. Started doing more drugs. Just wanted to have fun. Then realized that this was a problem. And he stopped. He went to Narcotics Anonymous meetings. And it became his life. Then his grandfather got really sick. Unable. His health just kept deteriorating. Now this young man knew that this day was coming. Everyone did. No one lives forever. But then one day, he got into a fight with his mother. Then after the fight, she screams his name. Says, "What did I do now?" He says. "Your grandfather's dying." He was numb. Didn't know how to take it. So they went to the nursing home. He was on oxygen. turning purple. This was truly the day he had dreaded for so long. All of his aunts and uncles were there. And he asked to lead in prayer. He read the Liturgy of the Hours book that his grandfather read from every day. He managed to memorize the prayers of that book verbatim, just from paying attention all his life. Then finally his wife says, "We need to get the boys home, they're sleepy." So he did. Then he got a call at his house, "You need to get here fast, his time's near." So he got in his car, broke every traffic law in the state just to get there. But when he got there, he was dead. Didn't know how to go on. Waited till everyone left the room. Told his wife, "You need to leave." His wife said, "No, I'm not going to leave you when you need me the most." Then he collapsed, screamed and wailed in unimaginable pain that he wouldn't wish on anyone. Held his dead body, wept. Then he went home and he thought he might be okay. Then a week later, it finally settled in that he was gone and he was not coming back. And then darkness set in. He didn't want to live anymore. He wanted to die so he could join his grandfather. This was someone who loved him, stood by him his whole life. Really the only one who wanted to be around him. His mother too, but she had to work, make a living. And then he was gone. Then finally he thought, you know what? I could do drugs. They always made me feel good. So he did. He took that one hit of crack cocaine. And he felt all the pain vanish like smoke. He laughed. This laugh of relief that we sometimes get when you feel extreme pain. And he just spiraled out of control from there. He talked to his priest before all this happened, because he wanted to die. And the priest said, "This is life. You have no control over life and death, so you just got to accept it." As he was walking out of the priest's office, he thought to himself, really? There's nothing I can do about this? He thought, this is what life is? Then fine, I don't want any part of this life anymore. I'm going to do drugs as hard as I can. And if I die, well, he thought, well, I die then. That's actually a good thing, right? I'm a humanitarian, one less junkie on the street. And he did. Then he met an old acquaintance from a few years back. Then he began defiling his own body with this person and with other people, all in the hopes of being able to feel that warmth and love he felt from his grandfather. Broke every Christian law and rule laid down in the Bible and Christ, just about, short of murder. Went to a really dark place. This went on for years. He spent this whole period, and even in his childhood, he spent his life hurting people. He spent most of his life hurting people. Then one day, he was doing meth, shooting up meth all night long. Took one last hit, as junkies want to do before they go home. He was driving home. Then he was feeling sensations inside of his body. And he knew something was wrong. And it just kept getting worse. Then he realized what was happening. He was going to die. He was overdosing and he was going to die. And there was absolutely nothing he could do about it. And in that moment, he saw his entire life flash before his eyes. Saw his entire life as he lived it, and he was horrified. He said out loud, "Oh my God, what have I done?" He called 911, but he didn't know where he was. So he hung up. He went to his local parish. And when he got there, he went there to die. He went there to beg forgiveness, and he went there to die. He didn't want saved that time. He didn't want saved. He sat in the pews and he lit a cigarette because he figured it would be the last cigarette he'd smoke in his life before he died. And his prayer to God was as follows: "I'm okay with this. Let me die. All I ask is this: don't save me. This is my wish. Don't save me. Let me go. I've hurt enough people. If I'm saved, it's just another chance I'll hurt someone else. Let me go. Let me die. I've done enough damage. I'm okay with this." But then he didn't even have the strength to sit anymore. So he fell to the ground, started crawling on his hands and knees to the altar. When he got there, he collapsed on the floor of the altar, just waiting to die. But he also, as his body was shutting down and death was near, he felt a peace inside of him. Felt, finally, it's going to be over. No one's going to get hurt. The darkness is over. Finally. Then his wife and his mother came into the church and he heard their voices. He was upset. He goes, no, please don't come in here. Just turn around, walk away, let me die. But they didn't. They called EMS. The police even asked him, "What are you doing here?" And he was honest. "I'm preparing my soul for death," he says. Took him to the hospital. Committed him because they thought he was committing suicide, but that wasn't the case. While he was in the hospital, something changed. The day he was picked up from the hospital, he felt different, radically changed, and he couldn't put his finger on it. He prayed the rosary with his family in the car. After that, his entire world changed. The way he thought, the way he thinks, the way he acted, the way he reacted, everything. And then, and mind you, this man was on 9-10 different medications every day since he was 7. So, for severe mental illness. But then, he stopped taking them all. And he was okay. No extremes. Nothing but stability. More accurate to say that his family was more bipolar than him, or more mentally ill than him. And he was happy. But guilt was his constant companion. But one thing was true for him, is that somehow, some way, he was saved, and he was miraculously healed, in mind and body. So he decided to devote his life to saving people, to saving the lost, bringing them to Christ. Thought, I've spent my entire life hurting people. Who knows how many people might have been damned because of him. He always used this analogy. If your child gets mad at you and breaks the window, you'll forgive him or her, but the damage is still done and it needs to be repaired. And that's what he always worked to try to do. Then he goes into the doctor's office. And mind you, he had no proof that he was miraculously healed. Just his gut instincts and the fact that he didn't need medication after over 25 years. And he had a blood disease. Then the doctor tells him he doesn't have it anymore. But he did before the overdose. He was clean, no trace of any sort of problems, physiologically speaking. And he read about a holy man. 1,300 years ago he lived. St. Columba. This was a holy man, but even in his holiness he committed a great sin. He instigated a battle where thousands of lives were lost, and his priesthood was brought into question. And they said, how is it appropriate for a man of God, someone who's devoted their life to spreading the gospel, to instigate such violence? And he wept bitter tears and he repented. And they said, your sentence is to save as many people as were lost in that great battle. So he did. Went to Scotland. Helped form Scotland into what it is today. Converted many pagans. When he read this story, this man, it stunned him actually, because this was someone who lived 1,300 years ago, but it felt like this man was reading his own life, but from someone else. And he realized that the same sentence that was given to him was also his as well, to save as many people as were lost in that great battle. That man is sitting before you and talking to you now. I'm the person in this story. I share this to help others come to Christ. I share this to let everyone know I have seen miracles. I have experienced them. People who say that there is no evidence of God, there is. You're just not looking in the right places. He exists. And I have seen and experienced miracles. God is real. All of this is real. And my plea to you, to all of you, to anyone out there who is suffering, who's in darkness and sin, I'm telling you from personal experience, return to Christ. That is the only way you're going to find peace. I hope this helped someone out there. God bless. Godspeed. Say that rosary every day. I really hope this helped someone. Please like and share this video. God bless.